This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
The Dallas Cowboys just added exactly what the NFL feared. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. The first story is the Dallas Cowboys have a $40 million star considered as their top trade candidate. As you all know, the Dallas Cowboys' longest tenured player may be a possible trade candidate. As a Pro Football Network's Anthony DeBona writes, Cowboys defensive end Demarcus Lawrence should be considered Dallas's top trade candidate this season. Lawrence, who has been a member of the Cowboys since 2014, is entering the final year of his 3-year, $40 million contract, as DeBona mentions. While Micah Parsons is clearly a foundational piece on the edge for the Dallas Cowboys, Demarcus Lawrence is getting any younger and is heading into the final year of his 3-year contract with the team, writes DeBona. Dallas could potentially save $10 million by trading Lawrence, which would free up more snaps for the Cowboys' young pass rushers. Dallas selected Marshawn Kneeland in the second round of the 2024 NFL Draft, potentially signaling the end of Lawrence's tenure. The Demarcus Lawrence remains elite defensive end, however. The 32-year-old Lawrence is actually still playing at a high level, coming off his 4th overall Pro Bowl appearance and his 2nd consecutive berth after posting 50 tackles, 4 sacks, and a career-high 6 pass deflections. While the individual statistics don't look overly impressive, the advanced analytics paint a different picture. According to Football Pro's Focus, Lawrence posted a career high of 91.3 defensive grade and a 92.4 run defensive grade last season. Among all edge rushers, Lawrence ranks 7th in defensive grade and 2nd in run defensive grade as well. The idea of the Cowboys trading Lawrence from a salary cap standpoint makes sense because the Cowboys could save $10 million. However, they'd also absorb a dead money cap hit of nearly $10.5 million. While Sam Williams' injury negates the potential Demarcus Lawrence trade, it would make sense to recoup some value from one of their top players by unloading him before the trade deadline if the Cowboys had plenty of depth on the edge. The problem is the unit is now lacking depth following Sam Williams' season-ending ACL injury. A big factor in whether or not the Cowboys actually eventually pursue a trade opportunity featuring Lawrence is whether or not rookie Marshawn Kneeland shows he's ready to take on that role in his rookie season. Kneeland was selected with a 2nd round pick, number 56 overall, in this year's draft, and Dallas has high hopes for him following especially Williams' injury. We had big plans for Williams. He was going to play an awful lot. Probably, I'm guessing, 70 to 75% of the time, Cowboys defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer said. We'll just have to move some chess pieces around and try to figure out other ways to do things. With us moving Parsons, Micah in this instance, around a little bit, Williams is going to be out there with Parsons and Demarcus Lawrence. Marshawn Kneeland has done a really nice job. He would have played anyway, but I think he's going to end up having to play a lot right now. Considering Lawrence is still playing at a high level, when factoring Williams' season-ending injury, it's hard to envision the Cowboys trading the 32-year-old veteran, especially when they have hopes of winning a Super Bowl this year. As tempting as it may be to trade him, Lawrence 4 draft picks before his prime is completely over, the more logical scenario sees the Cowboys retain the veteran defensive end through the end of the 2024 season. The second story is that the Dallas Cowboys can bring in a former $45 million starter ahead of the new roster moves. Now, as you all know, the Dallas Cowboys hosted 4 veteran pass rushers for an August 1st, 2024 workout headlined by former New York Jets defender Carl Lawson. Dallas is searching for veteran pass rushers after losing Sam Williams for the season. The Cowboys are bringing in 4 veteran pass rushers on Thursday for a workout, including Carl Lawson, who has 27 career sacks, DallasCowboys.com, Nick Eatman detailed in a July 31st message on Twitter. Other workouts are Shaka Toney and Al-Qaeda Muhammad and Justin Hollins. Dallas has already signed 2 of these 4 defenders, and Adam Schefter reported that the Cowboys signed Al-Qaeda Muhammad to a 1-year deal. According to NFL insider Josina Anderson, Dallas is also signing Shaka Toney. Shaka Toney is a former teammate of Micah Parsons back at Penn State, Patrick Walker said on Twitter as well. He also played under Jeff Zagonia in Washington. 2 added seasons I could see as to why he's getting a nod. Also a former Big All-10 Big Ten edge rusher. I think this is honestly going to be fantastic for the Dallas Cowboys, especially in this upcoming season. But could the Cowboys also sign Lawson? And that is the question everyone wants to know. The addition of veteran pass rushers has heightened importance after Williams sustained a season-ending ACL injury at the beginning of training camp, which was very sad to see. The early indication are that Lawson did not ink a new deal with the Dallas Cowboys, but it will be worth watching to see if this changes in the coming days. Lawson is coming off the worst statistical season of his career. The veteran played in just 6 games for the Jets, notching 5 tackles and no sacks. Lawson had a much more productive 2022 season, posting 33 tackles, 24 quarterback hits, 9 tackle for loss, 7 sacks, and a forced fumble in 17 starts. The defender was on a 3-year, $45 million contract in New York, but Lawson's current availability indicates that veteran's next deal will likely be for less money. Now, can the Cowboys veteran pass rushers Shaka Toney and Al-Qaeda Muhammad? Lawson prompted speculation from Cowboys fans about his potential availability after posting a star emoji on July 28 following Williams' injury. Nick Harris outlined what fans can expect from the additions as well as why Lawson may be more challenging for Dallas to sign. Lawson, round 4 for Cincinnati in 2017, 27 career sacks in 74 games, would be a power addition to the edge room. Might cost you a little bit more than others, Harris detailed in an August 1 message on Twitter. Shaka Toney, round 7 pick for Washington in 2021 and college teammates with Micah Parsons, 1.5 career sacks in 26 games. Harris continued to write, Toney brings more of an athletic presence that Sam Williams leaves in the void, but these others are primarily power type rushers. Lawson has some athletic stuff in his bag, though that could really work. I definitely see him becoming a very, very big star in this game. Now, this was very kind words from none other than Harris, but Muhammad had several stints on the Indianapolis Colts roster in 2023. The pass rushers last played in an NFL game for the Chicago Bears, making 16 appearances, including 9 starts in that 2022 season, and like Muhammad, Toney has not played in an NFL game since 2022, when the defender made 16 appearances for the Washington Commanders. So yes, they may be out for a while, but I definitely see a lot of value with them when it comes to joining a team none other like the Dallas Cowboys.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
The third story is why Dion Sanders will be the coach of Dallas Cowboys in 2025. It came as a major shock when Jerry Jones announced that Mike McCarthy would be retained after the team disappointed in the playoffs once again. McCarthy led the Dallas Cowboys to another 12-5 record and the number 2 seed in the NFC before getting annihilated by the Green Bay Packers in the wildcard round as the heavy favorites at home. The franchise had no shortage of regular season success since McCarthy took over in 2020. The Dallas Cowboys are currently the only team in the NFL to win 12+ games in each of their past 3 seasons. Despite having loaded rosters, each of McCarthy's 3 playoff losses have ended in ugly fashion and resulted in the Cowboys getting consistently outplayed in all 3 phases. If the organization decides to move on from McCarthy at the conclusion of the season, Dion Sanders is a highly intriguing replacement that comes to mind. Sanders is considered one of the best team motivators in college football and will be able to bring the energy to a Dallas Cowboys team that has a tendency to crumble when the lights are the brightest. Primetime has carried the reputation of being an intimidating lockdown corner who became one of the greatest defensive players to ever play the game. The energy and attitude he brings into the building reflects that the toughness and physicality. Sanders would turn Dallas into a physical football team that will no longer be pushed around by Kyle Shanahan and Matt LaFleur. McCarthy has proven that he is fully capable of creating an offense that can light up the scoreboard, but the Cowboys could use a different voice in the building to help rebrand their franchise into what it used to be. With Sanders and Jones having such a long-standing relationship, the Cowboys are nicknamed America's team, due to the fact that they have the largest fan base in the league. Not only that, but on top of that, the organization's fan base grew immensely during the 90s when the Dallas Cowboys won 3 Super Bowl titles in a 4 4-year span, ultimately creating a dynasty. Sanders played a key role in helping the Dallas Cowboys brand grow into what it became today. Sanders played in the midst of a major rivalry between Dallas and also San Francisco 49ers. Primetime won the league Defensive Player of the Year award and a Super Bowl title while playing on a 1-year deal with the 49ers in 1994. He then decided to sign a 7-year, $35 million contract with the Dallas the following season, which made him the highest paid defensive player at the time. An offseason knee procedure kept him sidelined until Week 9 into the 1995 season, but Sanders' return helped propel the Cowboys to their 3rd championship in 4 years. He then proceeded to play in Dallas for the next 4 years or seasons, earning an All-Pro award in each of them. A few months ago, Sanders spoke to reach the People media on YouTube about his relationship with Jones. "He was my Goliath, and talking about a great player, unbelievable. He was the reason I stayed at a certain level to make sure I could handle him." Sanders, openly discussing his admiration for Jones, gives us a glimpse of how these two men have a very, very strong relationship.